Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. Check it. I said I was going to do a backtesting vid on all the things that I'm learning about reading the candlesticks and market structure. So let's jump into that. Like hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the button if you just like my shirt. What? Yeah. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so let's go pick ourselves a random, maybe not so random, maybe like XRP or Matic or something. But I'm gonna make myself tiny. If you see me looking up, I'm looking at my other screen. So I apologize, I am standing. So let me know if that's a problem. My bad, I should be showing off my Bitcoin or in the back, yeah. Thank you, Baltimore Cork Works. Anyway, so without further ado, let's jump right in, all right? I'm gonna make myself so tiny, tiny. Okay, all right, cool, 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 cool. So let me adjust my screen here. Myself up. I apologize. I should have done all that before I started this video, but let's pick something. Actually, we don't even need to do that. Let's grab Matic. Let's grab Matic. All right, let's see. There we go. So I like my big get. All right, so let's dip on out to the 1 hour. And I've got nothing exciting on here. I don't know how this thing trades. I've tried to do a few vids on it and I've definitely lost a little money on it in the past. So woe is me. Hell no. Learning experience. That's what I think anyway. Oh, I apologize. About to sneeze. Oh, look at Matic. It's popped up nicely. Good for it. All right, so let's hit the replay button and let's find ourselves a nice spot. What do we think? We want to try to figure out this uptrend, or do we want to try and figure out this downtrend? All right, let's since we are in a downtrend, let's see if we can figure out this downtrend. Let's stop it about here. Regardless of the fact that we know it's going to go down, it's all about preparation and all that jazz. So, what do we have here? All right, so first things first. Looks like it was on a bit of a downtrend on the 1 hour, and then it's retraced back up to this area of support, approximately, something like that. Boom. All right. So what do we have? If it's coiling upwards, so we have that was the next level of support that I would, or resistance as it matters. Looks like it's about here. Look how nicely price likes to hang out in these zones, right? All right, so this is the 50 MA that I have going on. Let's see what we've got, right? Just us and some nice price action. Oh, this is big enough. Let me know. Zoom in. All right. So we have this juicy break. Price has come back up into the supply area. And there's also a breaker block right here as well. So from an entry perspective, not a bad place, right? Now the question is, are we coming back down to retest this area? Actually, there's a little area right here it's come into. And then fly back up, down, and up. You know, that's a thought. If it's not going to do that, then it's going to make a lower high here and then break in the opposite direction. So instead of this, it would be something like this, weak break, and we're down. In which case, you know, depending on what the candles are telling us on the lower time frames, we could drop back down. We could also look for another juicy break to get into an entry. These are all options for entries. Double tops, you know, whatever your flavor is, right? So let's see, what else do we have going on here? So we've come back up into it and we haven't been able to break above it yet. So we got to see what the price action is going to be. So I'm going to take this off as my reference points. And we're in this a little bit of a this level that price wants to hang out. So I'll just add it just for posterity's sake, right? So it's like come back into this little level. The next one below it is this guy. So 50's turned, and let's see. What are we gonna do? Oh, hello. So, no, this is very bearish, right? So the other thing that's happening here is on the 1 hour we had these wicks, doji. What is that called? Hang on, I've got something looking. So it's a gray. It's not quite a gravestone doji. So I'm looking at something. I'm trying to understand these things. So we had this big push, big green candle, and then the candle started to get smaller. And then we turned around with this big bearish engulfing and came back up to retest this level. Because look at it. Look at it. Came back and we came up to retest this level. And now we've tested this new one down here. All right. Touche. I see you. Market structure. All right. So what do we think? Are we going down? I'm yelling timber. So what else is down here? Anything? Do I have anything? Any areas of interest? So we got this big boy right down here, and then something else all the way down here. So I'm just gonna add that just so I have reference and targets to play with, right? Of course, as always, imbalances, supply areas, all those things are super important. So the next area is this thing and then something else down here. So let's see. All right, so let's head down to the 15 minutes and see what's happening. So already on the 15 minute, we had this break and we've popped back up and we have not closed above this level. So honestly, yeah. Let's see. So what do we got? Okay. So we have this green candle. Buy, sellers are like, nope. And then sellers are like, yes. And buyers are like, nope. Smaller wick on the top of that. All right. Okay. And now we have a bearish engulfing at a level of support. We're below the 50. So what's to say we don't enter into a short? Now, honestly, I'm feeling like it's going to come back up into this level. So I'm going to do this. Plop that above that wick. And let's see if we can't bring it down to this level down here, like a 1 to 2, somewhere in the middle of that. Out there. Okay, perfect. Let's see. All right, let's press play. Also, technically, this should be all the way up here. In which case, zoom out and come back down to this next level right down here. See it? Yeah, perfect. Let's see what happens. Okay, it came back up. We're in. Ooh, it's coiling up. I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Okay. So you see how it like hits that level of support and then hangs out in it before it makes a decision? And then what are we doing? Oh, double bottom, y'all. Double bottom. Sideways move. Wow, it's hanging out in this area for quite some time. That's annoying as all get out. Okay, so let's take a quick gander. So we've um so good move on the stop loss, not setting it just above this thing. Maybe, you know, make it a top of that. And then maybe given that we know price is gonna stall here, then we could have gone for a 1 to, what is that, a 1 to 4 at least. or something. I don't know how I feel about that, 1 to 4s. But profit is profit, right? But or what you could do is take like 50%, right? So let me see. Let's say we did that, right? We take 50% once it hits this area. And let me just so it's going to be take profit 1, and then we could also move our stop loss. So I'm going to add that. So we move our stop loss. Since we're all the way down here, I would move it to about here. And I could get, stopped out, but I want to get my profit. So 50% is out. So we've moved the stop loss um, to above this guy. Honestly, you could probably put it all the way up here. That's probably better. Give it a little bit more room. And then set the next take profit to this next level where price has stopped. All right, let's open this up and go TP2, TP, haha. And then you can take another 25% off here. Again, move your stop loss once it happens. And then if you really want, this is something I'm trying to work out, is the next area that price stopped, which is about right about here. You could also take right about there approximately. You could also finish up there, something like that, That's what I'm thinking because I am, and that would give us altogether, what, 1 to 3? Not bad. And take profit here is a 1 to 2, 1 to 1.2 actually. And then this would be a 1 to 2, and then that would make it a 1 to 3. Okay. So let's see how that actually plays out, because now we're in profit. There's no way in heck I'm going to let this roll over and knock me out. That would be stupid. We've taken 50%. Let's, see how it plays out. And what other entries we might have, because check it. We're in this like spot right here. It could turn around, right? Nice juicy break. Order block. We're right in the middle of this order block. 50 is entangled with price. So let's dip back out to the 1 hour and see what the larger candles are telling us. Because, I find that like these candles are a lot more, they're a stronger indication than like the lower time frame candles. So here we have all this wicking. So if I'm going to play the game, let's do something like that. And we've got some a bit of an equal bottom here. And it looks like it's coming down, so maybe it'll continue on to the next take profit. Let's change the color, whatever. See if you guys can see it. Something like that. As always with anything, it has to touch, at least 3 times for it to make sense, for it to be a real level, If it doesn't, then it's not a real level. It's all very sideways. Zoom in some more, make sure you can see it. Okay, it's all very sideways. So let's press play and see. The 50 is still above on the 1 hour, so it should still be going down. Let's head back down to the 15 minutes. All right, so big zoomed in on this spot. This is what it looks like on the 15 minute. And we've already taken our first profits, and that would have been all the way over here, right quick. That would have been a quick 1 to 1.2. What is that? Okay. And now we're here. What are we seeing? So we had a retracement back up. Oh, sorry, I'm still in auto mode. My bad. So we had that retracement back up to this level that price last stopped at. See? So fascinating, isn't it? Right back up to it. And now we've dropped, and then we retrace back to this level where price has hung out. And then we've dropped to this level where price has hung out. And now we're retracing again, but we're going down. How fascinating, huh? So we might still be on our way down, but we gotta be careful. So let's zoom in and let's see. What I'm looking for at this point is a very, like, if I'd seen this, look at it. This is a bearish engulfing. Let's say I wanted to enter into another position, right? And we've just retraced back up. Boom, beautiful place to enter right here. Stop loss above this guy. And, I don't know, you can try for a 1 to 2 and see if it works out. This is wicking about a bunch. In this case, given that we're so sideways, maybe a 1 to 5 or something would be better. I don't know. But anyway, dangerous. So now we're coiling down and let's see. Not quite an evening star, but something close. And then we had this. Ugh, it's like, no, we won't go. All right, let's see what the next candle is. Oh, okay. Well, we respected the level. Look at that. Respected it. Bullish engulfing. Bullish engulfing. Hasn't closed above this level. So still no reason for me to go long yet if that's the plan. So we have all these wicks. Red coming down. Haven't seen like a green version of this yet. So, and we're still in the range. Okay. And we're still below the 50. Now, this one, small wick, very bullish engulfing. So bearish. Sorry, I keep saying bullish. Apologize, guys. So that's a nice strong one. Below this level, we've just busted below the 50. I'm looking for an entry right after this. So maybe somewhere like that. If it pops back up, maybe halfway back up to the 50, put it above that. And again, remember, we're still in something, right? But if I wanted a secondary entry, and this is just confirmation at this point for me, right? So then we could do a one, to this next take profit while we're still in this one, right? If you wanted to add a position. Still a beginner, so I probably wouldn't even be thinking about that, but why the hell not? All right, let's press play. Oh, hello. Whoa, nice. Okay. Oh, pause. Okay, so, all right. I see what you're saying. All right, so what did I do wrong here? So I wanted to enter at the 50, but the 50 turned. So that means my entry should have been pretty much here, where that candle, when that candle closed, just enter there and keep it moving. Yeah. Instead of, because I'm constantly trying to look for the perfect entry, and that's not possible, is it? Is it? I don't know. Okay. All right, so now we're into two trades right now. We've already taken 50% off of this one. We created this one, and we can do the same scenario, take 50% from here. And then, of course, let me duplicate this guy. Actually, since we've just come down this stop loss, I will be moving to, and actually that's also dependent on the structure too for me, right? So we've just broken below here, so I can move my stop loss to above here. And my new one would stay where it is. And we've just broken down, let's say we took 50% of this one, and now we're waiting to see if we can get all the way down to this guy. Interesting. All right. All right, so let's see what happens. Now, if price is going to continue doing what we think it's going to do, then I'm expecting this, a retrace back up to about here, or at least to the 50, and then a continuation down to the next level of support, which is, looks like right about here. It's like, I'm looking at that right. Yeah, see? Perfect. Okay. All right, so let's see if it comes here, and if it swings back, then I close everything and I made my nice little profit. Okay, so let's press play. Okay, you come back, and we're going sideways. So, all right, perfect. So check how wonderfully that worked. Oh, nice. Look at that. This is so much simpler, for me to understand. So it coiled down to our next level of support. I mean, honestly, that's a 1 to 2.97. And if I were to close out here, that's a 1 to 2.5 on that one, on that bigger trade, right? And remember, I'm moving my stop loss for that guy. So both stop losses are here. We're going to move them both, right? Because the next, and we've taken like 50% off again right here because we're at another level of support. Take a little off the top, 25%, 75%, whatever. Just take something off the top, leave a little bit, put your stop loss into profit, and just let it ride. All right. So we've hit the second TP. Beautiful. And now where are we? So we are, and beautiful, that worked. So let's look at the structure again. We're down here. The last area of that price hung out was here. So something like that. All right, I stop there. Okay. All right, now let's see. So price has already bounced back up to this level that is hung out at. And if you want to actually, sorry, it's this one right here where price kind of stalled at. Yeah. So it's tapped it. And now let's see what it does. Let's look at these candles, one candle at a time. Are we going down? Because we had this lower low, this higher low, and then this lower low. So we have a break here. So it could be trying to pop back up. So, might be a good place to start. Hey, keep it going. We're not entering into any more positions. We just want to see if we want to keep ours open, or if we're going to make it down to this next TP, right? So for the first trade, whoa. Okay. Now stop a second. Now you see price stopped here. Maybe I have misjudged where price last paused at over here. So let's take a look, right? All right, so price stopped here. Let's see, we went up. We came back down to this level. So technically, the next area that price was going to hang out at was here. Now, does that coincide? Oh, yeah, it coincides with my take profit, which my TP3. Now, am I making it too small? Let's zoom in. Zoom in on the area. So here's one level. Trace back up to it. Here's another level. And price stopped out here. So something like that. Like this is a place where it paused. So it should be up here. So, and it's all subjective about where you put it. So the take profit can be anywhere in this vicinity. And if I was a betting person, whoops, then I should have moved it to like the top of this thing, or like the middle, or something like that, Let's see. Would it have hit the middle? Nah, it's turning around. Right. So, all right, cool. So that was not bad as working with a trending market, right? It's the sideways stuff that really kills me constantly. And I'm always trying to jump in too soon, right? And that is no bueno for anybody, right? Jumping in too soon without the confirmation. But if we were able to take a proper look, right, at these candles and what they're telling us, like for example, that bearish engulfing at the level that price turned around, beautiful place to enter in again and then continue on down, Oh, sorry, it's up here. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Boom. Yes. Okay. Oh, very cool. I like that. Still incorporating price action, um, but also just understanding what the candles are telling us so that we make the right decisions. I'm going to be using this moving forward. And, just for funsies, like how long, like once it comes into a level, like approximately how long does it hang out in there? Man, that's like 101 bars on that one. Let's see. We're into this level, so 55 bars. I'm trying to see if there's any kind of confluence between how long it hangs out in like a sideways thing, so I have some estimate of how long I should, how many bars I should be like prepping for, like 70 to 90 or something. Like once it hits like the 70, then I start looking for potential entries, something like that. Because I mean, if we look at the Ethereum from today, from now, this morning, it came up here and it hung out, 71 bars. All right. 71 bars before it flew away. What about down here when it came up? This is pretty sideways. Big move. Let's say let's say about this one. So 62, all right. And then how long did it hang out in this vicinity down here? So I'm feeling like if I don't see like at least 72 bars, then maybe I won't. Um, Maybe that will change my thought process around how this thing works, right? Well, that was a nice session, and that made a lot of sense. I think up here though, where I entered too soon, because that's a problem I have. Like retrace, and it's come back up to the level that it likes to hang out in, and then continuation down, right, is what we're looking for. Market structure, right? So that means that here's a level price paused at. So somewhere in this range is where an entry would be, right? But there's also this level that I should have been aware of, which it came back up to, which again, break, market structure break, beautiful one, boom, 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 boom. So it also had all the good qualities for it to come back up, because I'm sure this is actually no, look at that. They ate all that imbalance. Look at that, ate it all. Boom. They came all the way back up here. So at least as we like watch the process, because let's see, we were doing this all the way up, something like that. Then it broke out, and I mean, this is what actually this is different. This is like so was a broadening wedge or something. That, huh? Do those break? Hang on, let me check. I have this little chart patterns thing. So let me just check. So the broadening wedge that's pointing upward. Oh, wow, it's a bearish expanding triangle that usually breaks downwards. Wow, look at that. I mean, once it broke, through this with an appropriate um, pattern, we could have figured out an entry. So this is too early. We've just started. We're coiling upwards. And we have this wick. So a higher high and a higher high, but it's not super far. Higher low, higher low. And then actually over here, it came down, it made a higher low, but a lower high here. Over here, where we very firmly dropped below the 50, and actually below, wicked down from this area instead of being above it, taking support from it, but now we had resistance, and it's a red, what is that? An inverted hammer, like a red inverted hammer. Um, and then we had this more bearish one too. When we broke below it, then we probably could have entered from here with the stop loss here and then continued on with the same scenario. But there's also this. Look at that. The other thing that's really helpful is the wicks on the candles for me too. It's small. So that means there wasn't a lot of upward push. It was mainly the sellers that are in charge. And this one also had something similar, but um, the sellers came back in and they were like, hell no. And then over here we had this basically a bearish engulfing. So we could have also once seeing that because they came back up into this wick. We could have also entered here for a better entry because look, missed it. They came back up into another area where price stalled at. Look at that. See? Wow. Beautiful. They came back up, gave us a bearish engulfing, beautiful opportunity for a short. And then we would have still been in a nice, nice, juicy place. And then boom, down she goes. All right. I dig it. See, every day learning something new. All right. I hope that was helpful. It's definitely helpful for me. That's for sure, because man, this stuff is interesting. And if we figure out and have our sorry, it's the yacht in me, but if we figure out how to work like the market makers, work like the players, this is all price action, right? It's all just market structure. All of these patterns and things, it's just market structure. Now, this is amazing to me. Like, I didn't know that this is a bearish, expanding triangle, and they technically usually break downwards. Very cool. I mean, in all honesty, I could feel very comfortable setting a limit order for below here, once it broke this area right here. Because, I mean, I guess you could think about this as a left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Once it breaks, I guess once it breaks below this, you could take something. But that's not what I'm about, right? Like, I'm not trying to understand all of these chart patterns. I'm mostly trying to understand, can I read where price is going to go? And yes, things like this do help with this expanding thing and the general idea. But if you look at the actual analysis, you don't really need it, right? You just need to know, are you at a key area? Do do you see the pattern that you're looking for, like candlestick or whatever? Has price been rejected from this level multiple times? And then, shoot your shot. Sorry about that. All right, guys, we're about 33 minutes in on this backtesting. I'm going to be doing this a lot more, okay? Because I like this. It's simpler. I don't have as much stuff on the charts, and it's still encompassing price action. Because I mean, it is just that we're not looking at indicators or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with indicators, but like I first want to understand this stuff first before I start adding all this extra fluff. Because I know myself, I'm not going to pay attention to it. That's the thing. I'm going to be like, oh yeah, it's time for the trade, and then I'm going to be like, I'm not going to look at RSI, I'm not going to look at MACD. They could be on there. I will ignore it. So first things first, let me try and figure out um the best method for my entries and exits. And, I think it's best for me at least to have at least one, two, three types of entries. That would be super helpful. Oh, and one last thing. Um, and this is I'm gonna pop over to Bitcoin for this one because on Monday I had specific trade entry that I was most interested in over here, right? And I had drawn my thing like this, pop back down, come back up, retrace, come back up, and continue down. I think I messed it up. Hold on. Yeah, something like that. But okay. But this was lower. So that's what I was looking for, right? But I drew it wrong. So it's not supposed to be like that. And this is where I'm still learning, right? So flat, oops, flat, drop it down, retrace, continuation. Eh, sorry, my phone's ringing. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, so I had drawn it wrong previously, so I'm just fixing it here. So technically, if you draw the Fibonacci, and actually sorry about that, I was on the phone and I did it all again. So let me just redraw that. So we have a flat top here, and then we're expecting like a retrace back past the 0.5 of the fib, and then like an entry at like the 0.2, and then coming back up. So we would put the fib up here, and then draw it. 0 at the base of this candle. And then basically, so, if we have a flat area up here, we have that break. It has to bust past the 0.5, right? And then once it busts past the 0.5, you want it to come back in to the 0.2, and then you're looking for an entry in this area right here. So when you zoom in, so once it busted into the 0.2, here we're seeing, you could set like a limit order, but this is technically a morning star. As crazy as it is, it's a morning star. So you could have entered right here and then written it all the way back up. And that would have given you this, right it back up to that area where price last hung out, as usual. And plop that right under there. You could even put it under the 0 if you're super scared, which I know I am. And then write it all the way back up here, like so. Nice. But yeah, I drew it all wrong on Monday. So something for me to work through. And this is the reverse optimal trade entry. The OTE would actually be in the opposite direction. So it would be, for example, if we had a flat bottom down here, let's say this was a flat bottom, and then price pulled back up to this area, then it busts past the 0.5, and then comes back up to this somewhere in between the 0.8 and the 0.7, and then you could find a trade in the opposite direction, something like that, right? So yeah, just wanted to fix that. Something for me to recognize and adjust for myself. Still took the trades, and I got a few tiny things, as you saw in the community post, but that was literally my bad on that analysis. But hey, it's a journey, right? And I'm here to learn and grow from each of these moments of incorrectness, as it were. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful for you. It sure as heck was helpful for me because wow, like mind blown. Like I keep learning something new. Like I think every day, and I'm gonna leave you guys with some words of my own type style of wisdom, right? Every day, man, try and learn something new. Listen to like a new podcast, like just do something that you haven't done before. For me, it's constantly consuming more ways to trade and more and different styles of entries and things. And honestly, like this whole candle thing, I was Trade Society was on live yesterday and I watched his vid and I was like, whoa, so I'll put a link. I don't know if it's going to show up here. It's going to show up somewhere. A link to that exact candlestick course because that literally put me on this trajectory. That's why this particular video and the way my brain was working, and I was like, oh my God, if I'd understood that, maybe I would have done a better job. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so we're already like 40 minutes in. I'm probably gonna take a little mini break and eat some food, feed the kitty, and just have a good old time. All right, y'all, be safe. Remember, this is just what I'm thinking, what I'm learning. I'm just sharing, no financial advice ever. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Drop a comment, drop a like. I appreciate all of you for watching. And check your out.